Hello all and welcome back to our channel. So today let's discuss about Order 14 manufacturing. So in simple words, manufacturing is the process of converting raw materials or components into finished goods or products. So it is a difficult task, and in manufacturing unit we have to track each and every movement of raw materials and other products. So cost effective production can bring profit to the company. So in order we have a separate module for maintaining, that is managing manufacturing operations. So it can handle manufacturing in an effective and efficient way. And manufacturing module is also integrated with other applications like inventory, which makes the inventory updated automatically. So we can create manufacturing order for product and pass it to different stages of production until the completion of production. So it is so flexible and customizable. Manufacturing then. So after installing manufacturing, you can just open it. So when you open manufacturing module, you can see we have a work center overview. So you can see all the created work centers. So work centers are basically some physical places where work operations are done in order to manufacture product. So here we can see for assembly line 1 and assembly line 2 work center. Some work orders are there. So when you click on this work orders, you can view all the work orders, and you can see one is in ready state and two of them are in progress state, and you can see the related manufacturing order and the product to be manufactured. So you can see number of work orders to launch and in progress, then in late. Then we can also see the overall equipment effectiveness of the work center. So you can see for this work center assembly line 1, it is 100%. And when you click on this OEE, we can see this is a reporting of OEE, and you can see this is a pie chart view where we can see the fully productive time, maintain material availability, and equipment failure if there is any failure. So we also have bar chart and line chart, and we can change the measure to count also. Then we can see pivot view and list view. So from this list view, we can clearly see the fully productive time, equipment failure, and material availability. And by adding the fully productive time together and dividing it by overall equipment efficiency, and then result when the result is multiplied with overall equipment efficiency, that is 4321.4 for this work center, we get the overall equipment effectiveness of the work center. And we can also set a target on the work center, that is OEE target can be set on the work center. And it is also possible to block a work sender, so we can provide those reason and description, and we can block a work sender. Okay, then here we can see three dots. Here we can change the color of the work sender, and we can see the plan orders, and we can create maintenance request. Then we can see a reporting. So for OEE we have seen the reporting, and similar way we can analyze the performance of the work sender, and we can also see the waiting availability. Then we can configure work center by just clicking on settings. Here we can set some general information like production information. We can provide description for the work center, then costing information. Then we can set alternative work center for the work center. Then we can set working hour of the work center, lost hours, load, total load, then performance can be seen in percentage. So we have done a detailed video on configuring and setting work centers in Odoo 14 manufacturing. So you can check that. So we can filter these work centers and group it. Okay. Before going to other options, let's go to configuration settings and let's have a look at the options. Okay, so here we can see under operations, we can enable option work orders. So when you enable this work orders option, then only we can configure work centers. So I have to enable this, and you can see operation process operation that specific work centers. And we can also print barcode comments. Then we can find option for subcontracting the production of some products. So we can get some products manufactured from a subcontractor. So when you enable this, and we can set timer option so that it shows a timer on work order screen. Then we can see an option for adding quality checks to your work orders. So this one is really important. So this option, this quality checking, it eliminates the chance to occur damage. So then we can see option to lock quantities to consume. So we can prevent manufacturing users from modifying quantities to consume unless a manager has unblocked the document. So after confirming a manufacturing order, we will not be able to edit the quantities to consume when you enable this option. Okay. Then we can see option for creating byproducts for products. So this is actually these are actually residual products that you get after manufacturing a product. So we can set a residual product on your bill of material or manufacturing order, or while manufacturing the product, we can add the residual product. Then here we can see section for planning, where we can plan. That is, we can set master production schedule. So this is used to plan manufacturing or purchase orders based on forecast. So we can set a time range for this MSP. It can be monthly, weekly, or daily. So according to the time range you set here, we can see the change in the planning, that is master production schedule report. Then we can also set the number of columns that you need to view in a page inside your report. Okay, so I'm setting it as weekly and number of columns 12. Then here we can set a security lead time in order to cope up with the delay, that is manufacturing delay. So to schedule manufacturing orders earlier to avoid delays, so we can set some days. So after enabling record option, just state settings. Okay. Then here we can find option to configure work centers. So we have seen work centers in overview. So from here we can create more work centers and configure them. Then we can create operations for work centers. So operations that is required to manufacture a product. So we can add these operations while creating manufacturing order, or we can set it inside a work uh, order. So here we can see some operations like packing, testing, cutting, like this way, and you can see the steps, then work center in which the operation is done, and you can see the duration of this operation. Okay, so before creating manufacturing order, we can see something under products, that is bill of materials. So bill of material is a document defining the quantity of each component required to manufacture a finished product. So when you open bill of material, you can see here created bill of materials. You can see product name for which the bill of material is created, reference, bill of material type, company. So when you open one, you can see that product name. Then if you have, we can apply a bill of material specifically to a product variant. We can set the quantity, then the components and operations required to manufacture this product, byproducts, then some miscellaneous options like manufacturing readiness, flexibility. Then we can create a bill of material for manufacturing a product or subcontracting, and we can also find option kit. Then we can see the routing performance and structure and cost of a bill of material, and also engineering change order can be seen. So we have done a video on how to create bill of material in order for the manufacturing. You can check that. So after creating bill of material for a product, we can create manufacturing orders. So here we can see the created manufacturing orders. You can create new, can add the product. So I'm adding a product tabletop. Then you can set one quantity. I need one quantity to be manufactured, and automatically you can see when you select product, you can see the bill of material created for that product. So you can see the work orders by products. So we can, from here we can confirm manufacturing order. So when you confirm manufacturing order, you can see a lot more options like mark as done. If the manufacturing is completed, we can mark it as done. Then we can plan, check availability, add to scrap location. Then we can unlock. That is okay. So I am, if I try to change the quantities to consume, I cannot change this because we have log quantities to consume from configuration settings of manufacturing module. Okay, so if you want to edit that, we can just click unlock. So as a manager, I can unlock and edit the quantities to consume. Okay, I'm not changing that. Then from here itself, I can send maintenance request that is used to maintain machines, equipments. Then here we have a forecasted report for this product. Okay, then from here I can start processing manufacturing of this product. So when you click on this, you can see the timer. So this one is the expected duration for manufacturing the product, and you can see the real duration of the product, and you can see the status is in progress. So from here we can block the work sender or pause the operation, and we can just click on this widget, and we can see this is the work order screen. So from here, you can see two options, that is to mark it as pass or fail. This is because we have added quality checkpoints for this work sender. So we can just click on pass, and then after that we can click mark as done or mark as done and close manufacturing order. And it is also possible to provide serial number, and we can post this work order and we can move to previous step. Then when you click on this, it is possible to block the work sender or mark as damaged, product as damaged, and we can add components as we have, if we have provided flexibility, like if if it is flexible, then we can add component, more component for manufacturing. And it is also possible to add byproducts from this stage, that is while manufacturing. Then it is also possible to send maintenance request, that is we can send create preventive or corrective maintenance. Then it's also possible to send a quality alert if you found something wrong with the quality. So I can just click on mark as done. So you can see an error, you should provide lot of serial number for the final product. So we have enabled tracking for this product, so I have to provide a serial number and then mark it as done. So you can see the work order is done, no work orders to do. Now coming to our manufacturing order, you can see our product and manufacturing order. So you can see consume is now changed to 2, and under work orders you can see status as finished. So and you can see the real duration is changed, and then okay, then here when you click on byproducts, you can see the byproducts if you have added that there. Then we can see miscellaneous options like operation type, it is manufacturing, then components location, finished product location can be seen here. So from here we can mark it as done. So manufacturing is completed. So when you mark it as done, you can see this traceability. So when you click on this traceability, as we have uh, added serial number, we can track the product's movement. So you can see there is serial number and it is moved from production location to stock, and one quantity is moved. So this is a traceability lip report. And we can also see the product moves when you click on this. So you can see the component food panel is moved from stock to production location, and we can see tabletop is moved from production location to stock after manufacturing. Then we can analyze the cost of this manufacturing order. So we can see the cost of the product operation. That is, then we can print it also. Then it is also possible to unbuild manufactured product. So components will be moved back to the stock and you can use it again. Okay. So we have done a detailed video on how to create manufacturing order in order 14 manufacturing. So you can check that. Then we can see the work orders created. So you can see the work operation name, then the work center and the work center at which the work order is done. Then the manufacturing order, related manufacturing order, scheduled start date, expected duration, real duration, that is the time spent on the work center, and the status of each work order. Then if some of the work orders are in progress state, we can just start it. Then it is also possible to view, like when you go to external link, it is also possible to view the plan date, expected duration, then time tracking details, then finished steps of that work order, then work instruction can be added and viewed here. So if you want to block a work center, just click on this block and you can add the lowest reason and just click on block. And it is also possible to unblock a work center by just clicking on this unblock. So it is back again. Then under operations, we can also manage unbilled orders, that is used to unbilled manufactured products. So for unbilled also we have done a separate video, just check that. And we can also see option for scrapping, that is to manage damaged products. So we can create scrap orders directly from here or from manufacturing a product on the from the manufacturing form also you can create scrap orders. Then if you want to create more products or variants, you can just come here and create them here. Okay, then here comes the main part, that is planning work orders. And we also have option master production schedule because we have enabled this option in configuration settings. Okay, so we can plan work orders by production and work center. So when you click on planning by production, we can see the the manufacturing orders, that is operations, and you can see by default they are filtered by work orders in progress, ready, and pending state. Okay, so these are the manufacturing orders. So here we can see for tabletop, we can see the planning, can see start date, stop date, and work center name. So so this one is actually Gantt view. So we can get day wise planning report, then week wise, month wise, and year wise. We also can view work orders planning in list view, calendar view, then pivot view, and graph view. Then we can view planning by work center. So you can see this, the three work centers are there. For each work center, you can see the work orders. Okay, then we have a main reporting, that is master production scheduling, that is reporting based on forecast. So this master production schedule is a valuable tool to plan your production based on demand forecast. So here we can see the columns, as we have provided 12 columns, set 12 columns as inside the configuration settings. You can see 12 columns, and you can see it is scheduled as week wise. So it is possible to define your safety stock target, that is the stock you want to have on hand at the end of a period, and the maximum and minimum quantities to replenish. So for here we can see for four products, this is a master production schedule. I can see for week 3, 4, and to week 13. We can see the quantities by units. So for this test combination, you can see by units 28 for this week 3. So we can calculate the forecasted stock for these products by reducing forecasted demand and adding suggested replenishment. So directly from here, we can replenish the product. So this product can be replenished. And if you want to replenish all products, you can just click on replenish from here. Then it is also possible to add a product to this report, a master production schedule. So we can select a product from here. So I'm selecting customizable desk and I can set a safety stock target here. So after a period, I need at least 10 quantities. Then here I can set minimum to replenish and maximum to replenish. So minimum I need 100 and maximum to replenish I'm setting it as 1000. So save that. So when you save, you can see below that product is added here, and you can see the starting. You can see for week 3 it is 60, and for week 4 the planning is at least 100. For next week we need at least 100 to be replenished. So you can see 160, total 160, and for next week we can see 100 is added with this 160. You can see 260. So this is because we have set minimum to be replenished as 100. So you can see for this replenishment, you can see it is between 100 and 1000. So you can see for each period 100 is a quantity to be replenished, and you can see 10 here, which is a safety stock. And in this MPS view, you can also decide which information you would like to show by clicking on rows. So here we can see rows. It is possible. You can see some of the fields are already added. So you can add fields like actual demand, then actual replenishment, available to promise. So you can see the change in the formula. You can see here. So this actual demand is actually which shows which quantity of products has already been ordered for that period. Then available to promise, which allows you to know what can still be sold during the period, or what you plan to replenish, what is a minus what is already sold during the period. So you can also decide to hide some information if it is necessary. Then it is also possible to delete a product from the MPS schedule. So we can MPS, we can just click on this and delete it from this schedule. Then it is also possible to click on run scheduler, that is to so manually run the planned operation. So when you click on this run scheduler, you can see a message that is stock will be reserved for operations waiting for availability and reordering rules will be triggered. So if you have set in any rules, it will be triggered. It can be triggered manually by just clicking on run scheduler. Then coming under products, we can see option to create and configure lot of serial numbers, which is used to track products. So you can see by default it is grouped according to product. So you can see for cable management box there are 3 lots created, and when you click on this you can see for product with internal reference, you can see description. Okay, so let me choose a product. Okay, I'm selecting corner desk left sit. So here coming under inventory, you can find option for tracking this product. So tracking can be done by using unique serial number, or we can track group of product, that is same product group of quantities by using lot. So I'm choosing lot. Then after setting the tracking method, here we can see an option to set expiration date. So in order to see this option, you have to enable, first you have to enable this lot or serial number from configuration settings and also expiration date. So after that, you can see the option. And when you enable this, from here we can set dates such as expiration time, best before time, removal time, alert time for your product. So we have done a detailed video on expiration, how to set expiration date on product. You can check that. Okay, so I'm setting 4 days today, today like this way, 0 day, and save this. And from here I can create, add lot of serial number. Then I can set quantity 7. So it is added for created for corner desk left sit. And when you come to our auto serial numbers, you can see it is created and can see the expiration date. Every expiration dates can be seen here. And we can view the location and traceability. Then here we have reporting, that is we can analyze the manufacturing orders. So you can see different measures like extract cost, quantity producing, quantity to produce, total quantity, back order sequence. And we also have a pivot view for viewing the manufacturing order. And we can filter it according to confirmed planned. You can see a lot of options for filtering this manufacturing orders report. And we can group it according to material availability, product status, schedule date. Okay. Then we have reporting for work orders. Then overall equipment effectiveness, we have seen that. So these are the things available in manufacturing module. And we have many other modules related to manufacturing. So first, let's take the case of maintenance. So this maintenance ensures the proper health of a machines and improves its life cycle. That is, instead of wasting time on unwanted mechanical errors and machine failure, you can ensure uninterrupted working at your work centers. So the timely maintenance work is sure to give you the best support for the effective functioning of the instruments. Okay. So here we can see the maintenance teams in order to manage the maintenance of equipments, and we can create new maintenance request by coming under maintenance request. You can create new maintenance request. Then we can set responsible person, equipment to be for which we are sending maintenance request. Then we can set schedule date priority of this maintenance request, and we can save this. So when you create maintenance request, we can see it is added to new request stage, and we can move it from that stage to in progress, and we can move it to repaired, and then if it is damaged, you can move to scrap stage. So from here we can see all the maintenance request that is to do for a particular maintenance team, and you can see the top priorities, maintenance request in top priority, and we can also see unscheduled request. So here we can see reporting for maintenance request, and we can view all requests, to do request and request in progress and done state. And we can also configure it by just clicking on configuration. Then we can find option to configure equipment categories, that is equipment groups. Then we can configure work centers and machines and tools. So we can see all the machines and tools which can be set inside a work center. And you can see the number of requests, maintenance requests for each equipment. And it is also possible to schedule activity directly from here. And we can edit, delete, record, record color. So when you edit the equipment, you can set equipment name, category. We can set employee or department, then assign to a maintenance team. Then we can set a technician for the equipment, and we can set it for a work center. Then we can set production information, then information related to maintenance, which includes expected mean time between failure, expected time to repair. Okay. So in this way, we can create equipments, and we can assign these equipments to work centers. So we have done a video on configuring work centers. You can check that. So inside a work center, it is possible to set equipments. So the equipments can be assigned to work center inside the equipment form, and also directly from here we can add line and add equipments for the work center. So in this way, so we can create you maintenance request. That is, we can create preventive and corrective maintenance request. Preventive means a regular maintenance work, and corrective maintenance means it is used to carried out. It is carried out to correct errors. That is when a failure occur. Okay. Then we can also view the maintenance request. That is, we can Odoo have a maintenance calendar. So you can see the maintenance request. For this, we have calendar view, Kanban view, list view, pivot view, and graph view. So when you go to manufacturing, so from here, you can see option to create maintenance request when you open manufacturing order and create a manufacturing order. Directly from here, we can create maintenance request. So you can see when you click on this, you can see option to create maintenance request. And when you just click on this, you can see our work order screen. So from here also it is possible to create maintenance request for the product. So we can create corrective or preventive maintenance request. So for maintenance, you can also see a reporting, that is to view maintenance request. So we have seen that it is same as what we have seen for this inside the maintenance calendar. So we have done a detailed video on maintenance management in Odoo 14 manufacturing. You can check that. Then we can see a module that is product life cycle management. So this product lifecycle management module is used to manage engineering changes in with real-time communication. So managing engineering changes efficiently is all about communication. So it improves the power of enterprise social network to help you to communicate more efficiently across multiple departments. So everyone follows only what they need. Approvals are really simple, discussions on documents and centralized in real time. So in this module, we have smart versioning option. So you can work on several versions of the same bill of material in parallel and apply on differences to manage multiple changes. So from here, we can see the ECO type, engineering ECO type, and we can configure ECO stages like new, in progress, effective, rejected. Then we can create ECO tags. Then from here, we can see the changes, engineering change orders created. Then we can manage products, bill of materials, and work centers. So directly from here, we can click on create and create engineering change orders. We can provide a short summary. Suppose you want to change the display or um, replace the leg. So we can apply this engineering change order on a product or on a bill of material. So according to that, you can add product or bill of material here, and we can set effectivity, whether it need to be effective as soon as possible or at a particular date. Then we can set a responsible person for this engineering change order also. Then if you have added approvals on stages, that also can be viewed here after saving the engineering change orders. So sometimes at some stages, uh, certain persons need to approve the work. Okay. Then here we also can see reporting for engineering change orders. So from here we can change the measure as to color, bill of material revision, and we can see a lot of filtering options, that is to see engineering change orders in progress, rebase, conflict. Then we can group it according to stage, state, product. Then we can also see a pivot view for this engineering change orders, and from here we can insert the engineering change order report to spreadsheet. So when you create different versions of product or bill of material, we can see the version, like when you click on bill of material, and here under miscellaneous tab, you can see the version is changed. So if it is a new version, a second version, you can see the version changed to 2. And for product also, that is when you click on, when you change the product, that is when you create a new version of product, here under general information, you can also see a option field to show the version of the product. So that's how product lifecycle management is done in Odoo. And for this also, we have done a different video. Then we can view a main module, that is quality management. So a number of quality checks must be carried out by the business before completing the production. So the product must undergo different quality checks before going to customers. So we can set different quality checks at different stages of production. So we can make use of this module to check the quality. So here in the overview, you can see quality maintenance team. So we can create and configure more teams by coming under configuration. You can view and we can create more quality teams. So we can set email alias for sending quality alert. Okay, so you can see number of quality request alerts for a particular team sent to a team, and we can also see the total checks in progress. Then we can define control points. So we can set control points for products, and we can assign to work made a quality team. So we can see, we can create different type of quality points, like it can be quality, a normal quality checking like pass or fail, or it can be quality checking whether the measurement is right. Then we can see a lot more options, like when you edit quality point, here we can find option that is type, whether it is instruction or taking a picture, pass or fail, measure, register consume materials, register by products, or print label. Like this way we can see a lot of options. Then we can also set control type. So in this way we can create quality control points, and we can set the operation in which this quality point need to be added, whether it in delivery order or manufacturing. So can add multiple operations here, and we can also set on multiple products. This quality points can be set on multiple products. So while manufacturing the product, we can perform these control points, and from the manufacturing firm also we can check the quality of product. Then we can see quality alerts, uh, total number of quality checks. All the quality checks can be viewed, and can see the status of quality check, the team for which the quality check is assigned. Then we can see the quality alert. So we can create a quality alert from while manufacturing a product. From the work order screen we can create quality alert, and when you do that, here we can see that it will be added to new state. And it's also possible to create quality alerts manually from here. Then here we can find reporting for viewing the quality checks and alerts. So we can see the quality checks with different measures like finished product sequence number, measure, done quality checks. Then we can also view the report for quality alerts. So for these reporting, we have different view, like we can see graph view, Kanban view, uh, pivot view, list view, calendar view. So that's how we manage quality for products in Order 14 manufacturing. So we have done a video on quality management in Order 14. You can check that if you want to know more about it in detail. Then we have a module that is repair management, repairs. So this is used to create repair orders for damaged products. So this is integrated with manufacturing and inventory modules. So it helps to address the tear and wear of products due to long-term storage inventory. So it helps to carry out a repair service to products with warranty, and it supports the user to repair or replace a product that is partially or fully damaged. So this service is not only provided to customers but also to manufacturers. So we can fix and redesign design product. And it is also supports tracking of product at all stages of repair. So we can see all the repair orders created, and we can create new repair order from here. And it is finished repaired, can see status as repaired, and if it is quotation, we can see status as quotation. Then it is also possible to mm, create repair order tags, and then we can view a reporting for repair orders. So we can set a different measures like according to product quantity, taxes, total, untaxed amount and count. We can view repair orders, and we can filter it according to quotations or confirmed or ready to repair or invoice repair orders. So we can create invoice for repair orders. Then here we can group it according to customer, product status, warranty expiration. So this is actually graph view, and we also have list view, Kanban view, and pivot view for this repair order. So we have covered. So for this repair module also, we have done a detailed video. Please check that. So we have covered all the modules that come under manufacturing products in Order 14.
If you're interested in knowing more about this or looking for any order implementation or customization in your business, drop your request to odoo@cybrosys.com.